GG's, done dollars, hyenas, Scuba Dobbs, learn from Scuba Steve. I said GG's, done dollars, hyenas, Scuba Dobbs, learn from Scuba Steve was criminal, y'all. I rock Luther King X. Don't forget the Kennedys doing his million march right here on YouTube. The data we conducted ourselves the most highest. The data likes what you make it. Can't love it, you can't hate it. It's gonna be simply what you make it. The data we in the elevator. Who's elevator? God's elevator. The data they trying to act like you don't qualify to be in the rooms, but you qualified. The data. And that's a motherfucking fact. The data God chose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best kept secret. You think we gonna stay more aware than never. The data you heard the data. That's a motherfucking fact. The data you put God first when the actual you did it. God simply worked, GG. And it's a fact. The data you heard. Life's what you make it, bro. So what's popping? The data, the Big U situation. The data. They said the data Big U was backdoor city. The data. That Big U was backdoor city, the data, and these niggas be doing the backdoor play, the data, and that's just how they work, the data. That's how they maneuver. So this is what they do, the data. Gillie got booked. PnB Rock got booked. Mad people got booked, but this is what they do, the data. They actually tell you to check in with them, the data, so they could know where you be at. They know who you be around, the data. They know what's going on with you, right? Then them niggas will have niggas book you, the data. They'll get you booked, the data. So when they get you booked, they the ones that got you booked. But they gonna act like they wasn't the ones that got you booked. They actually gonna act like they're your people, the data. They gonna find out where they get it. But they got the shit, nigga. They got your shit, nigga. Your chain, your watch, whatever the fuck it is, the data. It's crazy, the data, because Gillie was out there for his fucking, for Nipsey Hussle, the data, for Nipsey Hussle, the data. Gillie and his son was out there, the data, and he happened to get booked, the data. So that makes you seem like, yo, why is he getting booked if he's out there for Nipsey Hussle, the data? So he's out there for Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle passed away. That means that y'all actually don't fuck with Nipsey Hussle, huh? If you're booking people who's coming to support the death of Nipsey Hussle, the data. So it shows you what type of person or personnel, the data, this type of nigga was, the data. How the fuck you gonna say come out here, the data? You gonna say check in, the data? You give them a couple dollars, the data. They don't want that. That's not enough, nigga. They want you to get booked so they can have more money, the data. Like they never satisfied, bro. That's why you should never actually check in, nigga, but never maneuver stupidly, the data. Real shit, the data. Don't check in, don't maneuver stupidly. Ain't no checking in, the data. Real shit, the data. Fuck that shit, the data. You don't need no GPS. You don't need nobody knowing your locations. You don't need people knowing where you be at. People don't even got to know if you're in the city. The data. Let them find out when they find out. The data. And by then, hopefully, it's too motherfucking late. The data. Because the type of situation that these people is actually pulling, the data, they actually trying to get you booked, the data. And if you don't give up your shit, the data, you're going to end up dead, the data. How the fuck you end up dead, the data? You're gonna end up gone, GG. That's just what it is, the data. So these niggas will actually book you, the data, get you booked to give you your shit back. To actually give you your shit back, the data.
In Los Angeles, where gang culture and hip hop intersect, one name looms large: Eugene Big U Hindley. A feared and respected street general, Big U's influence extended from the block to the music industry, dictating who could move safely and who had to pay.
But if you don't check it in, oh well.
For years, feds claim he leveraged his reputation to navigate hip-hop's elite, brokering deals, offering protection, and controlling careers, all under the guise of being a peacemaker. To some, he was a mentor, while others portrayed him as a predator.
He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up.
Enforcing a harsh reality, checking in was an option.
Is that Nipsey Hussle's sister right there? That's Nipsey Hussle's sister. Yo, shit's about to get real spicy, da da. This shit's getting real spicy, da da. But Big U, da da, that nigga's trifling, da da. I wouldn't, yo, he actually trying to play with niggas, da da. He playing with niggas, da da. He actually gonna send his people, da da, to book you and try to act like Yo, what the fuck? He don't know
It
nothing
was a
about it.
necessity. From enforcer to industry power player and the accusations that haunt him.
You telling me that it's coincidental that Big U just so happened to be sitting in that Roscoe's when PnB Rock got murdered?
The suspect then shot the victim multiple times.
This is the story of power, fear, and control, not only in the streets, but hip-hop as well. Did Big U guide artists to success, or was he the very force they needed to escape?
And I don't think nobody is safe.
Known for taking fades and holding ground, particularly at a popular gang hangout, World on Wheels, the 6'5", over 200-pound martial artist was a freak of nature that loved to brag about never losing a fair one.
And I've been doing martial arts since I was 9 years old. I've been fighting in the streets. That's why you always heard about me smashing things at World on Wheels. No losses.
His reputation preceded him.
That's his problem. That's his problem. Who shoot this man up, to be this tough, no losses, oh my God, you're real spooky because you never had a loss in the streets, yeah, it's up in the ICU thinking that you could be that tough, That's just what it is, bro. It wouldn't be, ain't no such thing as no Depot from Friday, just snatching niggas chain, just walking extra slow, nigga. You better be a fast motherfucker if you was Depot from Friday, nigga, because niggas gonna be on your heels, Real shit, niggas ain't allowing shit like that. I don't know where the fuck this mediocre shit comes out. That's how you gotta understand that this should be different.
I mean, they say I had a loss when I know I had a loss when I was 15 against 1, and they called the police, and I went to jail. I don't know nobody go to jail if they was the loser.
Many of you were first introduced to Big U's character and street representation unknowingly. In the movie Friday, the character Debo
15 to 1, nigga. 15 to 1, nigga. And none of them people put you on it was gonna be a 15 to 1 couple dudes were there. They would have, you know what I'm saying? But let's not 15 to 1 done.
Was created and inspired by Big U's hood legacy.
I was tripping, man. You want me to ask for my bike back? You know I wouldn't trip. What bike?
He's, I told you, I pulled that from Big U. I used him as my background of how I wanted this character to be perceived. Because the whole thing about how bad this guy was.
Yes, I did inspire the Devo character. Yes.
When the movie was in theater,
Big U could have never been Big U, if there was just a couple of them. Yo, Gigi, how the fuck are you allowed a grown-ass man to talk to your people like that? Like, to your parents like that? To the what the fuck? This nigga ain't saying shit, Gigi.
Eugene Henley was in the middle of serving a state sentence on robbery charges. When he was released back into the streets, he would proceed to reestablish his mark in Los Angeles in numerous ways.
Henley, better known as Big U, founded Developing Options to create viable solutions for our youth who believes that the street life is the only life they can have. Please help me welcome Big U to your world. Yeah.
Developing Options was his charity organization dedicated to the rehabilitation of gang members in a positive manner of attempting to give the youth other options than gangbanging.
Development Option was a birth child of mine, and what we want to do is reach the youth and impact gang violence. My whole sole purpose was to impact the gang violence in LA. What can I do, and how can I help to stop our kids from killing each other? So when I was in prison, I used to hear about my partners doing sports programs, and then I was trying to figure out what was lacking. Mm-hmm. So I had an idea with what the city was already trying to implement in the gang program to say that let me come home and bring the different gangs that's warring with each other together to really have to work in the same organization.
Outside of that, he formed a record label, Unique Music, where he would manage and sign artists attempting to use his street prowess to penetrate the music industry. He would begin to make connections with out-of-town mainstream artists where he would allegedly provide protection for these artists who really couldn't remain relevant in the industry without visiting and doing business in the Los Angeles area. But that came with a price.
And we shouting out to my boy, this Big U and Corrupt on the set of Corrupt Video, streetgangs.com, you know we love you.
Some of the artists he would connect with early were Corrupt, all the way to the likes of T.I. These connections were not hard to establish because all these artists had to do is ask any gang member from the Los Angeles area. It could be said that there's no way you can be considered a relevant gang member in LA without knowing who Big U was. From there, stories will begin to trickle out online where his reputation would become known. One major moment is when Henley was jumped by Samoan security guards who ignorantly mishandled Henley, not knowing they were dealing with one of the most well-known violent gangsters to ever run the streets of LA.
Look, I'm from Warner Bros.
You say so. Don't touch him again. Now he's dead. All that pumping don't do nothing. Don't touch him again. Are you trigger happy too? We not bothering you. You trigger happy? Hey, TMZ, put it up.
This situation spiraled to where a standoff would occur between gang members and LAPD caught on camera. It got so out of control that they begged Big U to inform the crowd that the police were not the ones that caused injury.
Who did that to you? Who did that to you?
This situation with the club, who
that's how you know niggas is mad, Dada.
Issue out a payment
that's
worth
how
more than
know
6 figures for the situation to go away.
You know niggas is mad when they tell you, yo, Dada, you know who did it. You know you did it. That nigga was looking like, nigga, who did it? He was looking like, who did it? That dude was, you know who did, they was about to just fuck up anybody.
The dudes came to Hollywood, and the dudes from every set in LA really stood up because it's from every set. There was a lot of violence against just clubs and security against clubs, and people expected 4 or 5 people to die. So we ended up shutting Hollywood down. We had to meet with the powers that be. You know, we had sat down with the owners of the Supper Club. They wrote me a check for over $200,000.
One well-known relationship he had was with one who he would use his connections with to secure a deal for. One from his own Crip card, Nipsey Hussle. The two had a very polarizing story that would haunt him even to this day. The story would be filled with misunderstandings and gang politics where the two would have frictions over issues as small as studio equipment and family disputes, to the point where they both famously participated in a Thunderdome, which is an in-house disagreement that would be settled with two factions squaring off in a fight that ended with allegedly Eugene getting the best of Nipsey, leading to Nipsey's brother, Black Sam, ending the confrontation by shooting in the air. Officers patrolling the area would hear these shots and respond, leading to Black Sam getting arrested on the spot. Some would say this whole deal got out of hand after Nipsey dropped a diss song about Henley called You Don't Have a Clue.
I'm busy getting rich. You think that I'm gonna stop for you? I built this on my own and everybody know it's true. Still niggas act like they supposed to have control of what I do, but look, they don't got a clue.
Me and Nipsey had a fallout. He had my equipment.
Cause Big U's over here trying to fucking control everything, nigga. Like, how's that your equipment, nigga? How is it your equipment, nigga? Your equipment, nigga. You trying to say he had my equipment, nigga? That's not your equipment, motherfucker. How the fuck you brought that equipment? I mean, you pay for it, it's your equipment, nigga. If you didn't, it's not your equipment, bro. You over here, all that extra shit, And I
wanted to use my equipment. He got mad because I got my equipment back.
He wants to use the equipment. He has the equipment. I want to use the equipment. Nigga, are you a fucking rapper, nigga? You're not using this equipment, nigga. Who Big U, No, nigga, he dished you. And you trying to take the equipment because he dished you. So you're like, you're not making no more songs. Like, what the fuck? Niggas don't need your equipment to make songs, Like, that shit different.
To get the equipment back and said, I'm going to move it right here at my shop on 43rd and Crenshaw. And then everybody can get there all the time. Nip, you can get to when you want to. So he got mad.
You ain't gonna get on my way, bro.
He ain't like that.
He's supposed to make a diss song about me. Well, I ain't no rapper. I'm a scrapper. So we end up having to come talk about that. Pull up the homies, and Nip admit it's wrong, but still there's some consequences to your wrong.
That Big, you don't know how to sell no fucking packs, nigga. What the fuck you talking about selling packs, nigga? That nigga would be knocked off. Like, how the fuck he gonna sell packs, nigga? He could just fucking try to scare the nigga that who's buying it work. How he's gonna sell packs, nigga? If Cussies is coming, he'll just beat up the Cussies. He's not no good for no fucking business, nigga. He's gonna be beating up, taking all the Cussies' money, nigga. He don't gotta sell the pack, nigga. He can just rob them, nigga. He's gonna be robbing all the Cussies for $20, $20 there, $20 there. They don't really got much, but you know, how the fuck?
I came to pick him up that morning so he can get his discipline. And his brother got in the way. Talking about my brother not going nowhere.
The beef would be squashed, though the feelings between the two would never be the same. Their relationship would take a national spotlight after one gloomy day at the end of March 2019, where Nipsey will be shot to death in front of his...
Big you the type of nigga, Big you the type of nigga Big you the type of nigga you front Big you some work, he's gonna go, rob all the custodies, right? He didn't even sell no work, but he got all the money. He said, you know what I'm saying? And then he's gonna go back and tell you that he got robbed, like, oh yeah, so they licked me, they took the pack, and it was his people who took the pack, He's gonna have his own niggas take the pack, nigga, and he's gonna take the rob the connect too, He's no good for no business, nigga. Big you ain't no good for no business. A big useless business. A big useless. I get it now why they call him big useless. That's big useless.
Marathon store by fellow neighborhood
You big useless motherfucker. You big useless. You can't even watch, nigga. You can't even fuck. Yo, bro. How the fuck can you not work the block, bro? Like, what the fuck, like, big useless.
Called Shitty Cuz, aka Eric Holder. Though Eric Holder will be charged and convicted for the murder, even to this day, Big U will be accused of having a say in this murder, accused of giving Holder a green light. This will be marked by eerie clips of Henley's response to the killing of Nipsey, one he always referred to as someone he saw as his son.
Justice for Dip.
These accusations would only get stronger after a self-proclaimed...
Yo, GG, that shit was some cruddy shit, They said justice from Nip, and this dude just gonna laugh like that? Like, you just gonna simply blatantly laugh in motherfucker's face, Like, yo, after he says, oh, Big U shouted me out. Oh, I mean, Nipsey Hussle shouted me out. Nipsey Hussle put me in songs. Nipsey Hussle looked out for me. Nipsey Hussle did this. All the good Nipsey Hussle did for you, y'all still backstabbed them, You still backstab the nigga for all the good you say that this man did for you. You gonna backstab that man like that. That's fucked up. Then you gonna backstab Gillie because Gillie was fucking with the nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Gillie couldn't come through and show his respect. You want to backstab Gillie too, huh?
Plain enforcer of Big U, LUCE Cannon, would confess to the world on the No Jumper podcast that Henley previously knew that Nipsey would be murdered a half an hour before it occurred.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like,
let's see, anybody who wants to come up, y'all could come up, speak what y'all gotta say, anybody could speak their piece, or speak whatever they gotta say, you heard? That's a real fact, Damn, y'all dudes do whatever for clout. The self don't move like that. Shake my head. Whack, paranoid. He's paying everybody. What Whack doing? What Whack gotta be paranoid? That shit different. Yeah, it's like motherfucker ain't got no type of fucking respect or moral code. They ain't got no principle. They just taking everything. Why you think ain't no fucking? They definitely ain't no pimps coming out of the section that this nigga in Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no pimps, ain't shit coming out of the section that this nigga in because he's just probably bully niggas out of their own character. That nigga is dry over there, real shit, that's a fact, you heard? It's different. It's different, GG. Shit, real different, bro. But yo, Loose Cannon, he's a different type of breed. Loose Cannon's a different type of breed, GG. That's a fact.
Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6-0. I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes after you get out the phone with Nip.
What's goody, GG? What's criminated, Dandada? You good?
He get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early.
This episode would be removed off of YouTube after being hit with a cease and desist issued from Henley himself. Although Big U would hold a peace walk in an attempt to unite LA gangs, he would not attend Nipsey's funeral or procession.
Do me one small favor before we continue. Please apply pressure.
That shit's different right there, Dandada. That shit's different, bro. That nigga put a discriminating report, Dandada. They took that shit down because he felt like maybe it was true. Who knows? That nigga felt like, yo, this motherfucker talking some rich shit. Like, what's up with Loose Cannon? What made Loose Cannon go all righteous like that? Oh, he tried to extort the nigga too. He probably tried to take Loose Cannon's pockets too. Try to fuck Loose Cannon's girl, thinking it's gonna be all right, nigga. This nigga, yo, that nigga is different, bro. That nigga is different, bro. He might as well be fucking, what's this? That nigga might as well be Saddam Hussein, nigga. He's on a whole different level, nigga. That nigga's on a whole different level. He's trying to fuck motherfuckers' wives and shit. Like, what he's on, Dandada?
To that subscribe button. Yes, apply pressure to that subscribe button.
A Crip gang leader in Los Angeles is wanted on federal Rico charges.
On March 20th, 2025, the FBI would drop a bomb on not only Big U, but a considerable amount of fellow gang members, hitting Big U with a 107-page indictment that detailed horrific accusations of robbery, extortion.
Dada, what's up, homie?
Authorities say Eugene Henley Jr., known as
What's good, TG? What you want, TG?
Hey, boy, hey, you all over him. I like that, boy. Salute to you, man. Oh my goodness, you got that new content today, huh?
Man, we gotta keep it official, Dandada. We gotta let everybody see what's really righteous, Dandada. This setup shit. I would never want a nigga to say, yo, check in, and I check in with the nigga, and the nigga gets me booked. Nigga made me feel like a fucking bitch and shit like that. Got me feeling all crazy inside, Dandada. And then he got me my shit back.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh,
that's crazy. So listen. So Big U, he always got some shenanigans going on. That's crazy.
Yeah, facts. Nigga, Gillie went over there. Gillie went over there, Dandada. Gillie went over there, Dandada, to the room when Nipsey Hussle died, Dandada. They booked Gillie and his son that passed away, Dandada. R.I.P. to his son. I'm saying they booked them, nigga, and gave him his shit back. But guess what? Guess who gave him a call? They probably was like, yo, Gillie's over here walking around. He's like, yo, get him. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's how you know that this nigga ain't had good intention when this nigga died. When Nipsey Hussle died, there was no good intentions in it. They still was booking all these friends, all this, any rapper that came, so you could tell that you ain't have his back, bro.
No, you didn't have his back, bro. No, he ain't got nobody back. Let me tell you, he was only loyal to his 60 brothers, like the ones that was really around him. But the far distance one, nah, he was cooking their ass, man. He was taxing them, he was cooking them, backdooring them, acting like, he doing them a favor of getting their stuff back when he already sent the hit to take it. You just got to pay to get it back. You see what I'm saying? Oh, man, he was the mastermind of bullshit, man.
You know how maybe you're part of the Rollin 60s, but your name ain't as big as Big U's, but you got kids now, so now your kids is kind of cool, and these niggas is cool, and they repping the Rollins and whatever the case may be, and he'll try to take their achievements, because once you bully somebody, they're not gonna be feeling themselves no more,
They got tired of that shit. They got tired of that shit. Niggas went to crying out, dog. And then how they really did it, instead of them just doing real, like, go to the police and tell, they just start like speaking out, telling the stories. And now guess what? They've been investigating those same stories. So now they got like confirmation. They got tired of Big U, man. They got tired of him, dog. He wasn't doing no work. He was just pimping. He was pimping it. Yeah, he was just pimping, man.
And doing this shit to the youth, Dandada, like, come on, bro. Like, the youth can't be cool now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you even be around this nigga, Dandada, and Crip walk, Dandada, after this nigga done put his hands on you, Dandada, for some wild shit, some weird shit, Dandada, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's like having your kids, like, you, like, you shouldn't even be putting your hands on your own fucking kids, Dandada, but if you, that's what it is what it is, but you should talk to these people more. So imagine you putting your hands on a grown-ass man, or a grown-ass man's dad. Or you know what I'm saying? Because they said when he fought Nipsey Hussle, that the father got involved, nigga, that Big U, nigga, that's the whole family, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that.
But you know what? You know what he was trying to emulate? He was trying to emulate some type of mob type style. You know what I'm saying? Like the boss, the underboss. You know, he was trying to emulate that because, those kind of people really don't deal with doing no dirty work. They just talk and they just orchestrate and they point fingers. You see what I'm saying? So I think he was kind of trying to emulate some type of mob boss type shit because, he didn't get his hands dirty. All this shit, I tell you, all this shit come from his word, bro. He didn't get his hands dirty.
How does a nigga get that much respect, nigga, by just beating niggas up? Ain't nobody going
because listen, that shit carried from way back in the days when it was like, around where you went from, it was like 2-3 bad motherfuckers that a bitch really was scared of. He carried that shit later on in life. You know what I'm saying? He carried, but to where it got him fucked up because now, people cry wolf. They don't just sit back and let you, do them like that. He kind of like set himself up because he wouldn't stop. He carried that same mentality all the way, to now. And it really fucked him up, bro. That shit caught up with him in the worst way, bro. I'm telling you, because that's how it was back in the days. A bitch used to fear like certain people. You know that. Like when you was growing up, everybody wanted a badass, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. You see, I come like me's a little different, Dada. I feel like if he come from where I come from, Dada, it's a difference between men. No matter what, there's men in the world. So men ain't gonna allow you to touch even if they're a bitch, nigga, they're not gonna allow you to put your hands on other people's kids. This nigga's touching everybody. He'll beat your sister up. Imagine someone beating your sister. I don't go like.
No, man, hell no, man. Nobody ain't going for that
shit. He was beating up shorties. He'll beat up a girl, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga, his sister said that he was coming at his own niece, nigga, saying, "Pull up, I'll beat your ass. Pull up, I'll beat your ass." Like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit like that ain't getting out. Yeah, nigga. So it's
recently, like 20 years ago or recently, this shit crazy.
Recently, his own sister and his own niece, nigga. This is coming out of her own mouth, nigga. She said that. Yeah, Dandada. Yeah, Dandada. Facts, nigga. This is the type of person. So I don't think that there's gonna be too many people allowing that to keep going on in their face. Just right there. You know what I'm saying? Look in Chicago, nigga. In Chicago. The dude beat his mom's ass, nigga, was beating his mom's ass. This is another dude that catch bodies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know catch bodies, the 14-year-old killed the dude, right? He killed the dude. A 14-year-old. He killed the dude that was beating up his mom in the store. So, you know what I'm saying? Big U would have been dealt with in a different type of, like, and it's not a good thing, but that's what type of shit, and you just keep beating up people. If niggas hear him out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You in jail, you could do that shit because you got people that's always standing by you. You're big. You got the workout buddies. Everybody's worked out and shit like that. So whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? You're going mad deep to do that. But when you outside, Dandada, it's a whole different atmosphere, Dandada. Yeah. And everybody got to live righteously, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a righteous.
You can't be that way, man. That in-house shit can fly in the in-house. When you get on top of the surface, you gotta straighten your jacket up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta straighten your jacket up, man. Straighten your tie up, man. Ain't no fucking way.
So he's a little
he
different.
just was like a little wild jitterbug with a little power, a little older. You know what I'm saying? He was like a wild kid, but older with age, because there's no way that he was equipped. He was just too wild. That's wild as fuck. That's wild shit, man. Come on,
And for him to have the depot, and for that nigga to have the depot type, like, oh yeah, I was depot. Like, what the fuck? Like, niggas is actually scared. This man, it shows that. It kind of shows that LA's a little bit mediocre. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas talk about how big and bad LA's supposed to be and shit like that. Y'all allow a nigga coming through snatching chains.
Because listen, excuse me. Listen, this is a fact. And it's kind of like what they keep standing on. What they always say. Nobody's bigger than the what?
Program.
Okay, so at the end of the day, this nigga gotta be bigger. He might be at the top of the program. So nobody can't fuck with him. So what you mean? So what you mean?
But you see, that's the problem too, right there. That means that this nigga could commit malice acts, because he's just on top of the program. This dumbass individual.
But guess what? Guess what happened? That everybody don't understand that's on that type of level of what they do. Whatever they do is that nobody ain't bigger than the police. See, fuck all that. What they talking about, that street shit. See what end up happening when that shit leaking to somebody that got more power than the power that they think they got. They end up getting fucked up worse. See what I'm saying? Because all that underground shit don't matter in the real world. And that's what they fail to realize. They keep saying and telling these people about all this underground shit. And when they get it, look what happened, bro. You get really fucked up really bad. And other people get fucked up too because of your silly shit. You know what I'm saying? 19 other people got to go to jail for your dumb shit, bro.
Yeah. Nigga, that black belt shit don't mean shit, nigga. That black belt don't mean shit when you're a bully, I'm trying to tell you, Like, niggas love to meet a bully, especially a bully like that. Niggas would love to bump into a big you, just bullying everything, thinking he's on black belt shit, Those are the niggas they ain't been waiting for their whole motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? That nigga right there, that's gonna come over and try to bully some shit, they're not allowing that. I'm just saying that it's just like, it's unheard of for people not to stand up for what's right. I don't give a fuck if I was 10 years old, nigga. I don't give a fuck if I was 9 years old, nigga. I don't give a fuck if you gotta start crying and just start swinging, but you don't let people bully you. You're not gonna let it happen. So that's
to that extent, when he go to hitting on girls, bro, that's a whole other type of level of chastisement. You know what I'm saying? Like that's different right there. But women can't take all those fucking man blows and all that choking. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You'll crush a woman's windpipe or break her arm real easy. You know what I'm saying? You can't let no big ass motherfucker like that hit on no women, man. What the fuck?
It's the difference. It's the difference between 20 scary niggas or 20 sheep or 20 civilians or 20 people to 20 real niggas, real shit. Yeah. It don't gotta be a gunfight, It could be a fight, nigga, but he's just not winning, I'm trying to tell you, it would have came to a point that he would have had to feel exactly what he making other people feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He just goes around civilians and these people and these type of people that they're regular, so he's talking to the regular, then he's gonna bully them. Like, oh yeah, nigga, like, fuck out of here, all that. Like, we ain't hearing none of that, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to act like I said, the type of person he is, he's gonna con artist you, make you feel like he's your friend, have his boy come over there and beat your motherfucking ass and try to act like he don't know him and he squared up the situation for you, Like, nah, nigga, that's not about to go down either, you know what I'm saying? It's not about to happen. So they actually put things at perspective so niggas could actually fuck with them.
Exactly.
Big U ran a Crip.
And then they was talking about the PnB Rock, nigga, that happened with the PnB Rock, and I could believe, like, yo, that they just be saying shit up, you know what I'm saying? They just be saying shit up.
So you think Big U sick the daddy and the son on PnB Rock because they was right there in the parking lot and say, y'all, they're gonna play right, y'all need to go do it? You think that's gonna come out like that?
I feel like I feel like this, nigga, that the way it's going, that it's possible, it's like they had something with the Philly niggas too. It's something about the Philly niggas too. So the Philly niggas, and he had something like, yo, I feel like it's, and it had to be, and look at, the only reason PnB Rock died is only because it happened consistently. You know it's gonna be a fuck up some way. He just happened to be the one like, I ain't going. He probably heard about the Gillie situation. He probably heard about the situation. You know what I'm saying? He probably heard about other situations. And he probably said he ain't going to that shit. And that's what the mistakes happen right there. I ain't bet. Boom. And they still got bumped. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely possible. Someone told someone to go grab them chains. You know what I'm saying? Like,
more
you
than
know
more than just that. Them people ain't know who that was to be playing with him like that. So you saying somebody had to stick him like, hey, that's a big one. That's a big one, right?
The way that they came for only that. It
only
wasn't
just for that.
It wasn't nigga. What the hell? We see the camera footage, nigga.
Yeah,
So
I seen it. They went right. They went straight at him. They went straight and straight chastise him. Yeah, just chastise out the rip. Yeah.
It wasn't a situation that you see niggas just chilling there like, oh shit, look at this nigga. Yo, who the fuck this nigga think he is? Oh,
no, they went right in there. They went right in there.
They came from Africa and they came right over here. They knew exactly where they was going and that. You know what I'm saying? They came from somewhere else, bro. They wasn't just posted there. You know what I'm saying? And they can say whatever it is, but I'm not going to always, but I can't be the one to point fingers. I don't point the finger at Big U. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I do. I don't point the finger. I don't point this. All I do is say, yo, this is the slimy motherfucker. So there's a stop sign, right? I'm not the one who gives the ticket for the niggas running the stop sign, but I'm going to tell you there's a stop sign right there so you can be aware. So when you can cross, you be all right. But that doesn't mean
you just reading the newspaper, Dundada, man. Go ahead, man. Do your thing, man. Read that paper, man.
No. We are 1,000. No, but I just want to give niggas clarification so that we can have an understanding of that's just what gotta be happening, Dundada. You know what I'm saying? You say something, yo, this is a cruddy motherfucker, Dundada, and then you start seeing a lot of cruddy shit going on, Dundada. This is the shit that bugged me, Dundada. Niggas like, yo, I rock, like, what's up with this nigga Big U, Dundada? I said, I don't fuck with him. They was like, why you don't fuck with him? I said, nigga, you don't see all the good shit that he said about Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah.
Do you see how much good shit, nigga? And then niggas saying that, and you hearing the great right niggas are setting it up. Oh yeah, so you already know what type of person you are, nigga. You would never said that much good shit. If you was really that person, nigga, you would have said all the bad shit that he been doing, nigga. This nigga's a crud, nigga. This nigga been doing this, he been doing that. But no, you can't because you know you committed an act that you don't want nobody to understand that, so you don't want it to come out because you don't want niggas to understand it. Because if that's the case, you would have stood on business and you would have been acting like you big dog and told him like, yo, this nigga he was acting like he was too big of a program, so niggas had to put him in line. But you know that shit don't sound right. And that shit ain't gonna fly high, nigga, with no real ass individuals that just stand out. Everything that people do, you gotta understand that everything that's real, you gotta understand that people understand that there's real shit to do and shit. Just because you robbing niggas doesn't mean it's real. Oh, I robbed somebody. Who you robbed? A 90-year-old lady. What? Well, that's not real, nigga. What you talk about? But niggas claim that they did. You saying so? Everything that you do that is an act, you can't. Niggas ain't just going to automatically blatantly put it out there because they understand that it's not cool,
Right,
so
right.
it's not real, It's not. That's just foolishness. That's just dumb shit, That's just what happens,
But you know what? They try to explain that though, big bro. They try to explain that all the time. You know that.
I mean, it's not about explaining because you gotta understand that. And you gotta understand when niggas explain certain shit, they still niggas pushing agendas.
Yeah.
So we could be explaining something, and niggas could be trying to explain it. Like you could be trying to explain what we gonna explain, but he don't want people to know, He don't want people to think like that. He want people to be timid. He want people to be a little scary, looking down when it comes through, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's gonna say what he's gonna say, but he's still gonna say Jesus is white. You know what I'm saying? When we try to say Jesus is black, nigga, what the fuck? When we try to say that this is what's really going on, when we try to say niggas been praying to the wrong things, when we try to say we gotta stay more legit than ever, he don't want people to do that, so he's going to agree, but he's just gonna agree, nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
He ain't gonna add to it, nigga, because every time that nigga adds to it, he understands that he gotta do 4 times as much work to get the next paycheck. He's gonna have to do 6 times as much work to do the because whatever he's doing, he's whispering while he's doing it. Like, yo, y'all niggas about to pay that $10,000, because that you don't want to say out loud, nigga, because niggas is already starting to look at him like, nigga, why you doing this shit, nigga? The only people that's gonna be actually agreeing with him is the niggas that been running with him for the last fucking since the 80s, nigga, and they think like the 80s too, nigga.
Of course, because guess what? It's a little money involved. You don't think they're gonna rock with that, and they can't get no new money. That's their new outlet to get the new money. What do you mean? What are you talking about, man? Of course. But
they're not thinking right.
He getting new money. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest thing. What's fucked up today is that it's getting this new money, bro. getting this new money, bro. Listen, bro, that's the end of the world. Is new money, because guess what? Everybody's doing anything to get it, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real, and they know they did wrong, but he bringing in new money, so they gonna be down with it.
So, but it's easier. Look it. This is what it is, Dada. Old actions, it's easier to get noticed now, Dada. If you want to go outside right now, Dada, and go sell some fucking crack, nigga, you know how quick you're gonna get seen and how out of place you're gonna look. Niggas ain't doing that. Niggas is scamming now. Niggas is doing this now. Niggas ain't really doing that. So you do that, you're gonna get caught. So he coming back out with old tactics, and everybody's looking at him like, yo, you can get in trouble by just talking like that. You know what I mean? You motherfucker. You know not to say certain shit, Dada. I don't think.
Hey, evidently he need to be schooled, cause look, crash out.
That nigga's dumb as fuck. That nigga got in trouble for fucking escorts. Like, who gets in trouble in 2025 for fucking escorts? That's not. You didn't pay for pussy. You paid for her to leave. You didn't pay for pussy. You paid for a massage. She just was giving the pussy. You dumb idiot. Like, who don't know that? Who the fuck is talking about bring some bitches over, nigga? What the fuck? I'm paying you for giving a ride. I ain't paying for no pussy.
He's stuck in the 70s. He's stuck in the 80s. I just told you that. He's stuck in the 80s, bro.
Oh yeah, they paying for pussy. Like, who the fuck said niggas is paying for pussy? Niggas, nah, you pay for a fucking for the ride here. You pay for them to see some lifestyle. You pay for their food. What the fuck? You pay $3,000 for their food? Yup. Damn right, nigga. That's what it is. Right? So you get in trouble by the way you talk. And then the way you talk is for trying to be cool fucking sometimes. Stop trying to be cool sometimes, nigga. You are who you are and you ain't who you ain't, nigga. And that's just what it is. That's that sometimes, and that sometimes gets you in trouble. He got in trouble for some sometimes shit. He not a good person, so he can't get pussy himself. He gotta go get a bitch, a hoe, to go collect other hoes to come fuck with him, because no one wants to actually fuck with him, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's uncivilized. That's uncivilized, bro. They stuck in that uncivilization and think that shit normal. You know what I'm saying? That uncivilization and think it's normal, bro. It's just crazy. It's so mental. It's a mental game, man. Very mental.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch. So you gotta watch. You gotta watch a nigga like Big U, nigga, who just can't get no regular shit. No, know what I'm saying? Pussy, Dada. You gotta watch how you talk about that. So you go get a girl that actually selling, right? Her coochie, and then she go get other bitches, and then you don't want to pay them bitches, and then next time they don't want to fuck with you. So they always gonna be talking shit about you on the line.
For sure.
They always gonna have something to say when they fucking with you on the line, because you already burnt other bitches. And how can you be?
It spread it real fast.
Hell yeah, that's a fact, DD. That's a fact.
It spread it real fast.
It gets like that. It gets like that. Yeah, the same program and the same type of fucking solution, nigga, it's gonna get the same type of outcome, Dada. It's just gonna make people feel not good, Dada. You want people to feel good in life, Dada. You don't want people
always.
To feel
Always, man.
Especially if you got, especially if you ain't got no game and you gotta be paying for pussy 24/7. Dada, like, come on now. Like,
but then you gotta understand. But he forgot he had a name. So you forget you got a name. You can't turn back once they know your name, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be forgetting that you got your name out there, and then you think you could just do anything you want. You can't, bro. You already labeled. You already marked. You marked yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, Dada. That's a fact. But look at that nigga. Honestly, he likes his name because he's from the '80s, so he actually liked the name of fucking being Debo. But nigga, that name ain't good for you, Dada. Back in the 80s, nigga, you seen relationships with fucking 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds with 21-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 18. You seen shit like that growing up, Dada. You know what I'm saying? Mom's being 5 years younger than dad or something like that. You can't be good. You can't do that shit. That shit's not cool. That's just malice. That's just bad. So it's a whole different environment. So you can't be.
Yeah, you can't match up. You can't match up like that, man. That shit crazy.
Yeah, that's shit. Nigga. So Big U extorting shit. Yeah, Big U extorting shit, Dada. That shit hit different, Dada. It hit different. Different. Anything. The link is right there, Dada. The link is
For
right
sure,
there.
man. You
That
lit. They
committed
lit.
a
I'm
series of
telling you, man.
racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud.
This indictment would detail and even more.
But you get what I'm saying, right? This shit, this,
Yeah.
this indictment is kind of like word of mouth. He did this shit to himself. He wants to be Mr. Cool Guy. Oh yeah, I'm burning these bitches. I think it is. It didn't have to be like that, Dada. It didn't have to be that way.
He gave it to him.
Yeah. Oh shit. We see Whack 100. Whack 100. We see Whack 100. Whack 100 was begging for his life. Whack didn't say that. Big U said that. Whack said that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's coming out.
Yep.
Because you want to be cool sometimes. You want to be Mr. Cool sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
You want to talk about the business so bad. You want to talk about the business so bad.
Yeah, facts. What's good, James? What's popping with it?
Oh, nothing. Chilling, man. I see y'all talking about Big U again, man. He in deep trouble, boy.
Yeah. What up, James? What up, bro?
Oh, nothing. Chilling. Man, P. All three of us need to be thanking God that we not in the type of trouble Big U in. Man, he cooked, he done, bro.
He cooked, bro.
Yeah. It's a wrap for him.
He put himself in a bunch of situations. Like I said, he put himself in these situations the way he been just speaking and shit like that. But now that he been gone, you could tell that the type of person he is, especially with his sisters talking. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle sisters talking, his own sister talking, his nieces talking.
True that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he wants to be known for being a bully. All this shit for being a bully though, this is different. So it's all just a way of fucking. It's all just a way of fucking thinking. Now peace, cause how can this shit be all this for being a motherfucking bully, How does that work?
I told you. Listen, I told you he turned that underground shit and brung it on top of that surface, and it don't work, man. It don't work. You're supposed to keep it low key as possible. When you start messing around with these people that got money on paperwork, you got other people that start worrying about where that money went at. You see what I'm saying? They start investigating, and then look what I came back to him. This man messing with NBA players. He messing with promoters. Man, he got everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
That nigga. Yo, a lot of simple people, damn nigga, and niggas, you can tell niggas give me your money, and they giving him your money, like fuck out of here. And he's giving some money back to them niggas. He having relationships with these motherfuckers. He's like, nah, you gave me 100, I'm gonna give you 60 back, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the 40. Like, what the fuck? So he could try to look like he's being good and shit like that. Yo, Big U was different, bro. He's a different
He was, man, he was that mob figure, man. He was like, get it done. Go through him, he get it done. You know what I'm saying? Just like I told you, man, somebody got really scared and they just started probably going to the police. And then over time, like I say, the little couple years investigation they did, they got enough evidence, and it is what it is, bro. He just, I don't know, man. That shit got blowed up, bro. His spot got blowed up real heavy, boy. For real.
More grim picture of Big U's alleged relationship with a host of rappers, claiming Big U would use a method called checking in to extort out-of-town athletes and rappers for money and industry favors. Checking in is a system where individuals or companies must contact the locals or take the risk of being robbed or shot at. Many times these individuals are not paying for protection from others, but unknowingly the same locals that they would pay.
Been rumors that LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah, because everybody be checking in. That's your favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass.
Right.
Wow.
Yo, you think that guy, the guy that you don't know, motherfucker in California got your back?
Movie production in the hood.
They ain't talking about Big U.
Oh,
shit.
Top flight, baby. Yeah. GB running this here movie set.
All that checking is just extortion.
Dog, that nigga said that shit on Drink Champs, dog. They were talking.
Yeah. Hey, I'll say this, man. Everybody was LUCE, Brick Baby, all them was, especially LUCE. LUCE was talking so reckless. I know for a fact LUCE not getting out, and I know whoever the guy is who was giving the money at the dispensary, you know he's gonna testify, because if you look at the indictment, I read half the indictment this morning. I gotta go back and go read the other half. It's like 107 pages, but I read like 50 something pages. Whoever the guy is that they were taking the money from the dispensary, he gonna testify, because he's in damn near every other page of the indictment. If you look at the indictment, he's all through it. So and then you gotta figure some of these NBA players that he took the money from, that he misused the money from, I'm pretty sure they're gonna testify too. Shaq, Green, he took 24,000, I think, from both of them. Hey, I'll let you guys go, but you guys have a good day. Peace and blessings to both of you, and stay safe, man. Stay prayed up. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
All right, for sure. All right, James.
Yeah, Dada, man. I'm finna get out of here too, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you letting me come up, bro. Always, dog, for real. Salute your channel, man. You know, always hit that like button, man. You know what I mean?
You gotta hit me on the back end, Dada. We're gonna have to leave you out to talk, Dada. You gotta hit me up.
Always, bro. Always. I'm gonna hit you on the back channel, bro.
All right.
Peace and love. Peace and love, bro.
All
right. In the hood, I'm out here, coming out here and checking in with GB, getting these movies done. You better know it. Sure. Anytime you want to do movies in the hood, just check it in. We can make sure it's done. Movies, videos. But if you don't check it in, oh well. Check your ass out. We're gonna check you in, all right. We're gonna check in all of your equipment.
Henley's aggressive method of making artists and companies check in garnered him all kinds of income and favors, even ushering himself into the movie industry, where he appeared in a list of movies such as Force of Execution with Steven Seagal.
Martial arts and movie with Steven Seagal. That was the movie was Force of Execution with Steven Seagal, Danny Trejo, and Ving Rhames. And basically, you had to be karate expert to be in the movie. I had a fight scene in there. It was fun.
Inside the indictment, it would state that a rapper with the initials RR would have to cough up thousands of dollars to stave off a potential termination of a rapper with the initials MM. The assumption would be the two rappers were Rick Ross and Meek Mills. Ross at the time had Meek Mills signed to his label.
We in LA. Yeah. When I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry, who real killers. You just caught slipping. You know, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, why do it?
The paperwork would also claim that rapper PnB Rock was warned by Big U that he could be robbed for not checking in, and instructed if he gave up the items, Big U would be able to retrieve them.
So when it happened, I wish I could have just told him, like, bro, just give up the jewelry and we get it back to you later. But it just happened so fast and he wasn't corroborating. And that's when they took it off of him by force. You get what I'm saying?
At about 1:15 p.m., Southeast Patrol officers responded to the 100 block of Manchester Avenue for a robbery that just occurred. When they arrived, they found a male suffering gunshot wound.
That's different, Dada. And then niggas just look at it. All that for a fucking bracelet and chains and shit like that. It's not necessary, but it's not because of that, Dada. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be that necessary, all that for that. But guess what? It's necessary, all that, if you're gonna get the chain back. And then you're gonna have working relationships after the fact, Dada. And then you're gonna get people on payroll, Dada. Every time they come around, Dada, they're going to feel good, Dada, but they actually got booked because of you.
And that male was then transported to the hospital.
I'm listening to him break down how him and Big U was sitting in the same Roscoe's when PnB Rock got his TV turned off. You telling me that it's coincidental that Big U and Loose Cannon just so happened to be sitting in that Roscoe's when PnB Rock got murdered.
But the most horrific story to be highlighted in this indictment would come from an unknown rapper on Unique's music roster that would never get a chance to shine, whose story would share eerie similarities to that of the late great Nipsey Hussle. This young rapper will be described in the paperwork with the initials RW, which would stand for Rayshawn Williams. The story would sound like it came straight from a mafia movie. Rayshawn Williams, a 21-year-old whose relationship with Henley go back to his early youth, where he was reportedly a product of Henley's Youth Football League that Big U birthed out of his development options charity. He was a wide receiver who attended Crenshaw High and was reportedly friends with Big U's son, Deion Henley, who is now a professional football player for the San Diego Chargers. In the paperwork, it would state that Williams was housed and funded by Henley, where he would attempt to develop Williams into a mainstream artist. Big U would award Williams studio time, and which was received reluctantly, which angered Big U. It would be in January 2021 where the relationship would take a dark turn, when a studio session, RW allegedly drafted a diss track toward Big U in which he would use the studio time to record. This story sounds very similar to Nipsey Hussle's story, where he seemingly recorded a diss track toward Henley, which the streets would say turned their situation upside down. In RW's song, he would state that Big U is the bro that makes the money, and that for this track, he himself could be shot in the face with a 38 for thinking shit is sweet. But Rayshawn's diss track would never see the light of day. The indictment would state that Williams agitated Henley so much that he would immediately drive from LA to Vegas at a moment's notice to confront RW for numerous reasons. When Big U arrived at the studio, one of the first moves he would make, according to the paperwork, is remove all
like he agitated him. Like, yo, you gotta understand that kids will be kids. That you can't get mad at no fucking kid now. That bad. Why you over here dwelling? Driving all the way to a kid's Airbnb. To approach him. Knowing that he's not gonna be on time that you need him to be on. How old are you? How old is he? Come on, bro.
Surveillance at the studio and the recording equipment used to record the diss track. He would then go to meet up with Williams at an Airbnb he booked for him using someone else's account. This would be the last time anyone would see Williams alive, as he would be found the morning of January 25th, 2021. Williams will be found dead in a ditch located near the Las Vegas 15 freeway with a gunshot to the face, which feds say was done with a 38. The family would state after this, Henley would immediately remove RW from all his social media. Rayshawn's aunt would state that Henley, one who consistently called her once a week after this event, would never talk to her again. The family would not give up, giving the LVPD as much evidence as possible. This story would recently be moved forward by boxer / 60 member 600.
Big U didn't come to the funeral, didn't offer any type of assistance for the funeral, and he blocked you guys. You know, it's just, I'm just wondering whatever happened to this case. So let's just read through the case. Police, homicide suspected after body found in desert near Apex. Okay. North Las Vegas police are investigating a homicide after body was found this week in a desert area just outside of the valley. Police said they got a call around 9 a.m. Monday about a person found lying in the area near Las Vegas, Clark, Peterson Boulevards, about 4 miles northeast of Las Vegas Motor Speedway near Apex. On arrival, and found the body of a man. Officers arrived and found the body of a man between the ages of 25 and 35 years old. Detectives and crime scene investigators responded, and the matter of death have been determined as a homicide. Clark County Coroner's Office identified the body as 21-year-old Rayshawn Williams of Los Angeles. Williams died from gunshot wounds, according to the coroner's office. Death has been ruled a homicide. So, I mean, that's all that we heard about this thing. This was, 4 years ago. And I want to send a question to Big U. Aside from the allegations you got with the street stuff, the streets don't really hold no weight. But as a man, and you say you for the community, and this young man was living with you.
He had a badge, Dandada. This dude had a badge on, Dandada. Who is this dude, Dandada?
And you have no answers. You have tried to find no answers. You know, the kid was living with you, man. Played football at Crenshaw High School. And, like, what do you got to say about this? Like, what's your input on it? How you feel about it? Because I've seen you go out and say, you know, when our homies got killed, that if anybody got any information, to give it to you. You said this before. So why haven't you said this about the young man who was living with you at the time he got murdered? You know, people sound to be a gangbanger. You know, it kind of comes with the territory. You know, some things, you know, you'll end up dead or in jail. But this situation right here was a little different.
Wack 100 would also be in contact with the family, keeping track of the progress. It was Wack who would be the first to discover the situation would come down to DNA, discovered under Williams' fingerprints.
When did the test come back? When did the DNA come back?
It came back 2 months ago.
And they still ain't arrested the nigga?
Well, they told me between me and you, please, between me and you, don't tell nobody because they don't want nobody to know. They're going to be making an arrest the ending of March, the beginning of April.
Gotcha. I'm going to sit back and watch the show. You know, I don't give
And
they
basically going to put his case and Nipsey Hussle case together. The same person that the DNA that the lawyer for Nipsey Hussle is going to be doing my brother case too.
You mean the DA?
Yeah. Yeah.
District attorney. Oh, okay.
This story will be one of the main highlights that will shake the internet, portraying Henley as a mob figure participating in robbery, extortion, and executing mob-like murders. The feds would take to the media to mark Henley as the head of a Rico organization and the main target of Operation Drawdown, playing off of one of Big U's monikers, Draws. This would also mark Draws as a fugitive, stating that most of the culprits named in the Rico investigation were already apprehended.
No, other than he's a fugitive and he's being sought by law enforcement, and we're obviously looking for him as we would any fugitive who's engaged in the type of conduct that's alleged here.
The moment Big U's indictment was announced, an artist once connected to his label quickly began to speak.
He's a monster, and everything that he's getting right now, he definitely deserves it. Well, you know, he jumped on me. He lured me over to Nipsey Hussle's shop. He jumped on me while I was pregnant, beat me up, made me go to another part of the neighborhood. I got jumped by 3 girls. I still have a scar on my back from that incident. He lied on me. He extorted me. He threatened people not to work with me. I mean, he did a lot. He did a whole lot. And it wasn't just a singular thing he did. He did this throughout the years with me, with events, with people, with situations. He's just a monster. He's a bully, and he deserves to be in jail. He should have been in jail a long time ago. And it's a sad situation because we're talking about a child. This was a child. Big U is a 60-year-old grown man.
Before turning himself in, Big U would address all the claims and who he thought was behind the indictment.
This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. Talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, going to deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. This shit is all bull crap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all I don't even know what to say.
No.
21 years, elevated my family, come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me. I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
More than likely, this indictment is just the beginning of the end of Henley's reign of terror on the Los Angeles streets. An entity known to bogart and bully his way into any situation he please will now have to face his biggest enemy yet, the FBI.
She got real, the nada. That's crazy. His own sister. Ain't shit, the nada. That dude, I guess that's what's going to work, the nada. You ain't doing nothing, the nada.
Off their feet March 19, 2025. And the specific task force that did that was the Los Angeles Metropolitan Task Force on Violent Gangs, a task force that's going to be exclusive to the FBI Los Angeles field office. Now, the key thing is when you're dealing with a task force, these dudes specialize in certain things. They have more tools, they have more funding to be able to really come down on people. And the main thing about a task force is apprehension. That's how they increase their funding, and they're usually known to have aggressive tactics that go along with those apprehensions. But in this situation, we have 5 main key players that are somewhat spearheading this federal indictment. Of course, we got Eugene Henley, Big U, who also goes by the name of Unc. We all know Big Draws, but they also have names of Hannibal Muhammad, Anybody Killer, or Dave Austin that Big U could also go by. We have his right-hand man, Sylvester Robinson, aka Vay, and we have his other close homie, Mark Martin, aka Bear Claw. These 3 defendants are the ones that's being charged with the Rico. Now, next in this paperwork, we got Tremaine Ashley Williams, aka Loose Cannon. He's charged with interference with commerce by robbery. Now, you know, every time they talk about interfering with commerce, it's always federal. Then we got Armani Aflahe, aka Monty. Y'all may know her as Trap Kitchen Monty. She's down on this indictment for transportation of an individual in interstate commerce with the intent that the individual engages in prostitution. We're gonna break all this down. Next, we have Frederick Blayton Jr., who went by Blanton, and Tiffany Hines, who are labeled in the indictment as participants of bank fraud. Now, Zaire Mitchell, Brick Baby, he's also in this situation. He was caught on wiretap. We're going to talk about what he was saying on there, but he's actually in some separate paperwork on this indictment. But we're going to speak on this case too. Now, the reason that this indictment came forth is because it's being alleged that the Big U Enterprise is a mafia-like organization that utilizes Big U's stature and long-standing association with the Rollin 60s to intimidate businesses and individuals. So basically, he's using his business endeavors, coinciding those with the gangbanging, in an attempt to gain control throughout the city of Los Angeles. And the crimes that they allege he committed, along with his co-conspirators, to ensure that that control was actually gained, was murder, robbery.
Ronda was like, yo, I don't even want to be fucking here talking to this nigga. What am I doing here tonight? Like, what the fuck? That's how Ronda was looking, GG.
Extortion, interstate transportation for prostitution, wire fraud, and bank fraud. Now, investigators allege that this whole scheme really formed in about 2008. Again, Big U got out of prison in 2004. And this is when he established all of these businesses that are being labeled criminal organizations in this indictment. But it's really said that federal investigators really put him on their radar in February 2021. And when I mean him, I mean Big U Enterprise and its associates. And those associates, of course, being from Rollin 60s, but the 6-0s were said to have been under a federal investigation since the year prior, August 2020. So everything has been in the works for about 4 or 5 years with this situation. Now, one of the first ways that they say he tried to exert control was with the popular phrase that he also used in a podcast of his, checking in. So it said that professional athletes, musicians, and anybody else looking to conduct legitimate or illicit criminal activity in LA was required to check in properly with Big U if they wanted to make sure they was protected. And it was said that he used his reputation to instill fear with acts of violence and intimidation to make sure people comply with this check-in rule. In a documentary film, he went on to say, and I quote, "You can choose not to check in, but it's gonna be a problem. If you choose not to check in, you suffer the consequences." And in separate statements, he went on to say that example of one of those consequences is what transpired with Quando Rondo and his people.
Video from the scene appears to show Quando Rondo distraught while first responders moved the body.
He said they didn't check in properly, and we all know them dudes from Chicago laid his cousin to rest over there by the Beverly Center. Now, he alluded to the fact that he could have changed that situation if Quando Rondo had to do what he was supposed to do, especially claiming to be a member from 6-0. Now, like I said, there's hours of wiretaps of communications between all the defendants in this case. And since the inception of this investigation, more than 50 people have been physically interviewed by the folks. And
he's the type of person, no sympathy. He don't give no shits to that. He's like, yo, you should have just checked it with us, but not even. You see, that's why I turn around when I tell you that it's the same shit. They sit there, they act like they don't know shit that was going on. I'm like, yo, you should have checked in with us, but nigga, what the fuck, nigga? Like, check in with y'all, y'all niggas the one that fucking, like, what you talking about? But you know what I'm saying? But they want niggas to check in so they can know shit about you, I guess, to portray you. Get to know you to portray you.
And agreed to voluntarily provide information in regards to different situations surrounding Big U. So this takes us forward a little bit to 2022, where the FBI interviewed a cooperating witness labeled a CW1. He's the one who provided all the information about this whole check-in process and made them privy to how Big U is shaking people down when they come to town. This confidential witness also broke down how Big U Enterprises was the money-making gang inside of the Rollin 60s. Now, just to give some brief details on who this confidential witness is, this individual has convictions for possession for sales of narcotics in 2003 and in 2009, as well as shooting into an inhabited dwelling in 2003. This person received cooperation credit from the Central District of California at sentencing in a prior drug conspiracy case, and Joe Biden commuted his sentence for that offense. So if this sound like your people, they some bad people. He stated that these rap artists, athletes, not only had to check in verbally, but they also had to pay a fee, which takes us to Adrian Broner. So CW1 recounted an event that happened with Adrian Broner in June 2019, where it said that AB and a couple NBA players.
Yo, AB, nigga, I know you ain't let that nigga, take all that money back, that you won, you made him get the money back, like, yo, I know AB, come on, AB,
had a little dice game jumping off, in which AB had pulled out some trick dice and whooped all them NBA players' feet in the dice, totaling a debt of $1.5 million. After this dice game, it said that Big U sent his homies to rough AB up. It said that AB didn't check in properly, and now he trying to whoop people for millions in the city. Big U wasn't going for that. So it said his involvement was really at the root of the whole situation due to him being involved in the parties, the gambling parties, dice games, little celebrity parties. He was in the mix everywhere. And it was said that he forced AB to forgive the debt that was owed to him from these NBA players. But it didn't stop there. He was paid $100,000 by these NBA players for negotiating the debt with Adrian Broner. And it was said that these NBA players or celebrities, whoever, will kind of have to get an approval from Big U to operate safely at these events and functions moving forward. Now, there was also another event in which LUCE Cannon spoke on, and we're going to get to his old telling ass, but he stated that Big U had sent him on a mission to demand 50 racks from a celebrity rapper with the initials RR. Now, that could be Roddy Ricch, could be Rick Ross, I can't say. And he said if that rapper didn't pay, then they would look to kill a rapper with the initials by the name of MM. Now, that could be Meek Mill, so we could be talking about Rick Ross and Meek Mill here. This is just what the documents are alleging. But it was said that RR dropped off the 50 racks and Big U stopped answering LUCE Cannon's phone calls and didn't split no money with him. But it's to show that Big U was out here squeezing people all the way just to operate in the city of LA. Now, the heaviest allegations in
and they got all this shit on wiretap. That shit is different. That means they were talking about these niggas. They was talking about these niggas behind closed doors, Dundada.
this case are from around the time that this investigation really started with Big U. And we all know the main thing.
And talking like, oh yeah, we just gonna body Meek Mills. Like, what the fuck? You hear what these niggas be saying? Niggas be saying the most outrageous shit, Dundada. That's just crazy.
Things that bring these people out. If it's not a crazy amount of money, it's a murder, which takes us to January 25th, 2021. And at this time, Big U has somebody on his label by the name of Rayshawn Williams. Now, this is the individual that 600 was talking about when he was alleging that Big U had something to do with this homicide. But we got to say, all these claims are allegations. These are the initial charging documents and the probable cause affidavit. Everybody's presumed innocent until proven guilty. We got to say that. This is the beginning of a long journey. But the fact still remains, Rayshawn Williams. And with this situation, there are some similarities to Nipsey Hussle. I got to keep it 100. So it said that Big U and his business partner sent Rayshawn Williams to Vegas to record some music in somebody's studio who later on became a witness in this case. Actually, 3 witnesses in this case were related to this recording studio. The security guard, the owner, and someone who acted as maybe a technician up at the studio. But nonetheless, Rayshawn Williams is scheduled for the stu time, and he's supposed to record a song a day. It said that he's playing with the studio time and ends up recording a diss song aimed at Big U. Now, as we know, this is the same situation somewhat that happened with Nipsey Hussle, the diss record. What did Big U do with Nipsey Hussle? He pulled up looking to administer that DP.
Well, I ain't no rapper. I'm a scrapper. So?
Oh, so he dissed them, nigga. And he came through for his DP, Dundada, for them to. Oh, that's what happened. Oh,
we end up having to come talk about that. Pull up the homies, and Nip admit is wrong, but still there's some consequences to your wrong. I came to pick him up that morning so he can get his discipline.
He pulls up on Rayshawn Williams all the way in Las Vegas with his co-conspirator, Sylvester Robinson. Now, when they got there, this is the first time that the witness or the security guard at this establishment had seen Big U. And we all know Big U is a distinct character, so there's no way he's going to forget seeing Big U at the studio. Now, again, what led up to this visit at the studio was the diss record that was recorded 5 days prior on January 20th, 2021. In that record, Rayshawn Williams rapped about somebody who had the money, which the feds allege a reference to Big U. And Rayshawn Williams also rapping about being shot in the face for thinking shit funny with a .38 revolver because it leaves no trace. Now, it's not known if Big U heard this diss record before or during his interaction at the studio with Rayshawn Williams, but something made him pull up. So Rayshawn Williams had an Airbnb in Vegas, and it said that Henley and Robinson pulled up in a dark gray Lexus to the studio. And it said that the night before the homicide, Big U's phone was shown to have arrived at the Airbnb in Vegas that Rayshawn was staying at in the middle of the night. So it said that at 7:04, he was at the studio, and Rayshawn pulled up to the studio between 8 or 9 and recorded a record until about 11 or midnight. And at about 12:30 in the morning, the dark gray Lexus was no longer at the studio, but Robinson was. 12:58, Big U's phone disconnects from the cell towers. But at approximately 1:13 in the morning, the dark gray Lexus pulls up to the Airbnb. At this time, it said Rayshawn is seen getting out the car, going into the Airbnb, and coming back out with his suitcase. Mind you, Rayshawn wasn't supposed to leave Vegas until the next day, but he's bringing his suitcase out at 1 in the morning and putting it in the dark gray Lexus. So at 1:20, the Lexus pulls off from the Airbnb. And about an hour later, 55 minutes later, 2:15 a.m., both of Big U's phones connect back to the cell tower in our reported location. So it said that the drive from the Airbnb to the location where Rayshawn's body was found would take roughly about 42 minutes. And they say it took Big U approximately 48 minutes or 55 minutes from the time of leaving the Airbnb to turn his phone back on. Now, it's said that Rayshawn's body was found in a landfill in the middle of the desert off the 15 freeway, which we all know is the freeway that connects LA to Vegas. He was shot multiple times, including in the face, and his body was dragged into a ditch. And seemingly he was shot with the same pistol that he referenced in that diss song to Big U, a 38, because there was no shell casings recovered. But at this time, between 2:30 and 3 a.m., the gray Lexus pulls back up to the studio, and witness one, the security guard, reports seeing Big U drenched in either sweat or water, in which he replied that he had just got out the gym. 7 hours later, Rayshawn's body is found in the desert. Big U was out of there an hour after that, 10 a.m., back to LA. Now, because of inclement weather on the night of the murder, the DNA couldn't be restored. So a lot of DNA matches were coming up inconclusive for what was left at the scene. But witness one will go on to make statements to the feds and to the North Las Vegas PD about this incident. And it said that Big U ordered somebody to go get the surveillance cameras out of the studio, destroy everything, to the point where they had to send money to the studio owner to get a whole new surveillance system. And a month after this is when the feds start really forming their investigation on Big U. Now, again, for everybody that watched that A-Tray video, man, if you ain't seen it, go check that out, because it's terms that are going to be continually used when speaking on federal indictments, like the Title III, which is the formal term for a wiretap, in which both Loose Cannon and Brick Baby were recorded on. So not too long after this homicide took place in Vegas, Big U is back doing the regular situation in LA, shaking businesses down. And Loose Cannon is said to be one of the quote-unquote enforcers of his shakedown crew. And there was one particular spot that Loose Cannon implied that he had dealings with in a weed dispensary in LA. Now, the owner of the dispensary was charged tax every month by Big U and Big U Enterprises, to the tune of some months $25,000 a month if business was booming. But that, of course, that number was fluctuating. But at some point, the owner of this weed dispensary, who is a cooperating witness, of course, decided to stop paying because he didn't see the benefit of being taxed and shook down. So Big U sends Loose Cannon and some other dudes to rob him and put that pressure on him to make sure he's paying. And at this point, once Loose and all these dudes brought the work back to Big U, he also called the owner of the weed dispensary to come to the house as well, in which he gave him his items back, but put his tax on it to make sure he was getting his money. Now, the feds allege that Loose Cannon did nothing but corroborate the witness stories by telling all of this information on No Jumper, where they said Williams admitted to the robbery and the aftermath on the podcast. He also stated that he was Big U's right-hand man and started to implicate himself and Big U in certain crimes on these podcasts, which made Big U send that cease and desist to No Jumper and Vlad TV. The fans was watching. They seen Loose Cannon refer to Big U as Big Useless or Big Uterus. And they also have the January 3rd incident that happened this year when Loose Cannon struck somebody in the head and knocked him out with a pistol and proceeded to remove valuables from him, the jewelry, cash, cell phone, and added up everything to being over $5,000. They watched statements that Loose Cannon made saying he was Big Useless's enforcer, that he loves to fight, and that incident could have went a lot worse, implicated itself in this assault, and implicated itself into working for a criminal enterprise, Big U Enterprises. He also posted some of the fight and also spoke about how he was with Big U when PnB Rock was killed, and that they would have told him to comply with them dudes that killed him from A7 so they can bargain and get his jewelry back and tax him on the back end. He implicated himself in all of this, and we see him looking stupid, looking at his wife now, with the feds all around him. All that playing, doing too much playing on the internet. This shit not a game no more. You know, these dudes was known for fabricating situations, making up stories, and falling back in and falling out with people, doing a bunch of shit. Now people looking crazy. He also made statements online that he kidnapped the victim and put him in the trunk of his car and drove him to Big U's house. Why are we talking about this?
It said y'all was trying to kidnap him. No, that's capital. So explain that story. Wait, so how did you even come in contact with it? And I think supposedly there was a Big U portion of it.
Yeah. So basically, the
Grabbed him.
security is LA niggas.
Y'all
We
noticed
from
that.
Rollin 60s. So nigga, if you gonna protect somebody or whatever, you gonna pick that issue. You just getting paid $500 a day just to make sure he good, but nigga, you gonna lose your life.
This is what ended up loose cannon on the indictment. Now, it seemed that he didn't even need a wiretap. He'd do it for the camera. Brick Baby, on the other hand, they initiated that Title III, man, and he was on there talking about a robbery. November 11, 2022, it said that Big U coordinated with Zaire Mitchell, aka Brick Baby, on how much Zaire would give Big U out of his proceeds from a robbery that he committed. So he was shaking Brick Baby down. All that popping it. But this is why he was still allowed to participate in hood activities and claim the hood, bang the hood, do all this. He getting shaken down by the OG. So all them dudes, Don Bonelli, everybody that was calling
Yeah, Brick Baby was there shook down by Big U.
them out, come to the hood, that shit didn't matter because he was paying his dues. As you should. I mean, that's what everybody does. That's what the G homies is looking for, especially from these young niggas. Anybody that's gonna get on here and debate that, you ain't never seen it, man. That's crazy. This is what happens, especially to the younger generation, man. We seen what happened to Sucker Free over in Lennox. We seen what happened to Money Sign Suede. Y'all go make sure y'all check our Nipsey video out. Kevin McIntosh put a copyright strike on us. Kev Mack made us take it down. He did that, told on us on YouTube, trying to protect the situation. We broke this situation down in 2021. Look what happened to Nipsey. Go see what was said in there. But it was said that Brick Baby robbed somebody and Big U was counting out the money and said it was only 2-3 racks. Brick said it was supposed to be between 5 and 7. But this little situation right here got him wrapped up in a federal indictment on the wiretap and paying the OG homie, furthering the criminal enterprise is what they saying.
Wow.
So just like we spoke on in that and Hefe A-Track Gangsta federal case where they had controlled buys with confidential sources and witnesses, same goes here. Instead of buys, they had controlled extortion payments. So the people that Big U was shaking down, the FBI was giving them money to make sure it gets into Big U's hands as a documented payment for his extortion methods. November 19, 2021. Again, not even a year after that murder. The FBI provided $500 in cash for the meeting, and victim one paid that money to Henley. January 20th, 2022, the FBI provided $1,000 in cash that victim one paid to Robinson for Henley. February 17th, 2022, the FBI provided another $1,000 in cash that victim one paid to Robinson on camera for Henley. In one of the meetings, victim one paid Henley out of his own money, but it was documented and given to the feds on camera. And in this instance, Henley said they bumped it down to $1,500. They was taxing them a little bit more at that time in July of 2022. But there was numerous controlled extortion payments. And there was also an incident where he extorted some club promoters in Deja Vu, where at his birthday, he said that he wanted to have some entertainers. T.I. and Wiz Khalifa was supposed to pull up. He said he wanted 33% of what the bar made for the night. So after that, he calls one of the promoters and basically is like, look, y'all put my face on this flyer. It's all over the city. My wife is tripping. I need 30 racks. Club promoter like, man, you know, maybe 20 because 30 is the pot. So I'll give you 20. I'll take 10. Big U said, no, 30. Wiz Khalifa, T.I. didn't end up pulling up. Some witnesses seen him shake the club promoter in the back for that 30 racks. And on top of that, he still asked for the 33% of the bar. And of course, these demands were followed by threats. He said he'll tear the whole shit up if the demands aren't met. He said he'll have 5,000 6-0s in the club to tear it down. Bring me my money. So he was doing a lot of strong arming in the city. Now, somebody else that everybody is surprised to see in this indictment, including myself. We follow each other on Instagram. This has been a big name in the city for years now. Trap Kitchen Monty. She was also on that Title III wiretap. The feds intercepted phone calls and text messages between her and Big U. Now, they also alleged that Big U was smacking it. I can't say that's what's in the documents, but they were saying that she was providing women to cross state lines to do some hoeing and take care of some of Big U people in that fashion. Now, in June 2023, that federal task force interviewed her at her house. You know, she admitted to promoting prostitution, noting that she was known for bringing the hoes. She provided females to Big U as long as they was paid. And the next day after this, she was supposed to go up to the FBI field office and let them sync her phone up to their computer to extract all the data. Now, of course, she wasn't supposed to have communication with anybody after this interaction, but they intercepted her talking to Big U and meeting with Big U. And at this time, Big U was already knowing that the feds was tapping phones. But at this time, she meets with Big U, breaks down everything that happened. And, you know, it looks like Eugene grounded her a little bit, made her pull her shit together. And she didn't cooperate anymore after that point. She didn't make another statement and didn't go to the FBI field office to empty the contents of her phone, because that would have blew everything up. But, you know, they got warrants for all of that right now. The biometrics, everything. They're trying to go through everything right now. But the reason Big U knew his phone was tapped was because a couple months prior to this interaction between Trap Kitchen Money and the feds, Las Vegas police pulled up to Big U crib, tried to do the okie doke, saying they was new detectives working on Rayshawn Williams' case, and they just wanted to touch everybody that could know something 2 years later for the anniversary of his homicide. He wasn't at home at the time. His wife called him. And anybody know, if you ever got a phone call with somebody telling you, hey, the police looking for you, the number one question you ask, how many of them was it? That's the universal question. So the feds intercepted that call and noticed that Big U was getting wary about the phones. He didn't return home for 2 weeks after that point and started to move a little differently. But like I said, there was already hours of phone calls and what the feds call a pertinent conversation that had meaning in relation to the indictment or the case. But, you know, this whole situation right here gave them the opportunity to go ahead and look into his financial affairs, which is where they hit him with the EIDL. A lot of people thinking of PPP. When the IRS involved, it was that EIDL, the one before the PPP that wasn't forgivable. Everybody know what I'm talking about. Don't do that. They said he got 90 racks from the EIDL under Unique Music, saying he operated with a $200,000 profit for the year when he was actually at a $5,000 loss, and got him for a fraudulent application on that. So this is where the bank and the wire fraud come in. The embezzlement. It said that he embezzled around $150,000 on 7 separate occasions, where we see in August of 2019, he got $20,000 donated to his business by an NBA All-Star. January 2020, $14,000 that he embezzled from a payment from an award-winning music publishing company. Now, the embezzlement happened because these people were donated to a business. So in this case, for example, the publishing company donated $24,000. Once they followed the money, it was seen that $14,000 out of that $24,000 was transferred to his personal bank account and being used for personal expenses instead of the business expenses that were negotiated at the time of the donation. Simple stuff. Very simple. They're trying to add everything up. This is what the feds do. And it said September 21st, 2022. He embezzled $19,000 out of a $20,000 donation from an NBA MVP, former NBA MVP. And he also had a situation with ex-NFL player Willie McGinnis. Well, I believe it's Willie McGinnis, based on a situation that Willie McGinnis had in the club at the same exact time. And the indictment is referencing somebody named WM, who was a former professional football player, where it said that this individual busted somebody in their head with a bottle at the club. Big U had to step in and had to squeeze them folks from pressing charges, getting the heat off Willie McGinnis. Is this how his son is in the NFL?
Yo, Gigi, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that this dude caused the situations and act like he's settled on it, but he makes the situation.
I can't say. I'm not gonna go there. Of course, you got to be talented, but we see a lot of the company Big U was keeping. It's some high-ranking people, especially in LA. Now, they also allege that he misappropriated funds from the GRID program and from the city of LA. Now, the GRID program is also that situation where 600 and all these dudes is talking about how he's working with the police. It's a gang intervention program where they do have dealings with the folks as well. But clearly, if he was operating with the folks, it didn't help him none in this situation, man. When we see, it looks like 600 really is the folks. But since 2015, his company Developing Options received $550,000 from the GRID program. And between July 1st, 2018 to July 30th, 2023, he received $2.3 million from the city of Los Angeles. This is what people was talking about when they said that peace was inflated. That peace movement that was happening in LA, 8 Trays, the Hoovers, whoever, 6-0s was sitting down, is some large money involved in peace in these intervention programs. This is what was being alleged, this type of paper. You can't fault nobody for trying to get a legal bag. But when the funds are misappropriated, this is how you see a situation like this. And on the wiretaps, we also see multiple threats, many to WAC 100, where he's communicating with people stating that he needed to break WAC 100's jaw and that he needed to beat the shit out of WAC 100. There was also a situation where he described threatening to kill some dudes from Grape Street, saying he had paperwork on some of his homies in the 60s, and speaking on how he's the biggest Rollin 60 member to ever exist, including Nipsey Hussle. So, you know, this is very early in this situation between Big U and his co-conspirators. But we're going to keep providing y'all with this dope content, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
It's different right there, yo. Big U done got up. Big U put himself in a situation, he put himself in all that situation, just blatantly messing with the, like, what the fuck, you working for the government, they get paid, cutting your check, you're doing all this, that shit. Just blatant. He ain't really that intelligent. I don't even think they that. It's all about the
you Big U people, ain't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because Keita Big U niece and you Big U sister, right?
Exactly.
What you got to say about this? You coming home?
No, never.
A lot of
no, he's not.
Never.
No.
So he did that to that little boy?
I don't know because I wasn't there. I can't really speculate on that.
But that's what everybody's
saying. It's believable. It's believable.
It's believable. What about Nipsey?
What happened with that is I went on Facebook and I made a video, right? Because he was bullying my daughter and he was bullying me. He telling me to pull up, telling my daughter to pull up. So I go on Facebook and I make a video like this is exactly the same thing he was doing with Nipsey. He gets a message that because as soon as I put it up, he just say take it down. So I take it down and everybody's telling him I said that he had something to do with his death. I didn't say that. I said this is what happened when Nipsey pulled away from him. Nipsey pulled away from him because he wasn't making no money with him. What he would do is he would get the artist, right? And he would make the artist do illegal stuff in order to be on the label. That's the initiation of something. I don't know what the fuck he did that for, but that's what he do with all of them.
So he'll get an artist, and even if the artist is not even a street person, he make him commit crimes. Like, what the fuck? Yo, this shit, guys, so they could make them feel like they gang members or something like that, or they feel like a little bit like they give him the artist. Damn, this is fucking nuts. They give him an insight of the fucking shenanigans that goes on. Like, if he had a record label, imagine he had a record label. Oh yeah, you come out with this song. You a dancer. He's like, nah, nigga, you gonna have to go fucking commit something. Yo, this dude's different.
I'm thinking because he did another person that I know the same way. I'm thinking the guy that was murdered, he did him the same way. He tell him, oh, you got to go out of town. You got to do this and ought to do that. And the guy needed a way out. Everybody that gets in tries to find a way out. And Nipsey found a way out. My other homeboy found a way out, but this one, he didn't find a way out. He died.
So what's the politics out there right now, Big E? Like, you feel like Big U about to tell?
No, they're gonna all tell on him. They're gonna all snitch on him because a lot of them that they have on that poster is not even from Rollin 60s. A lot of those people are not even from 60s. Those are people that he do business with. And I only seen like two, maybe three people on that whole poster that they had is from my hood.
From what hood?
They let Debo from Friday the Dada put on a suit and tie. That's different. And this is what he put out, the Dada. This is what he gets himself into, the Dada. This is different.
What hood you from?
60s.
Praising the mother.
So, you saying?
Hold on.
You saying?
How long you been from 60s, bro?
That's Keita mom, right?
Yeah, I'm Keita's mom. I came with the Rollin. I put the Rollin on the 60s, my nigga.
I know what that is, bro. Let me tell you who all on there. One of them is like, that's Red Mike, brother. He really ain't from 60s, but all right. So top row, right? You got Ronnie Mack, he from 60s. Lamont from 60s. You got Frederick, which is Hop. He from 60s. Blueface from 60s. I don't know JJ, this other nigga. All right, so the middle row is Loose Cannon, Rick, Big U. You got Bear Claw, that's Big U right-hand man. You got Bay, which is Red Mike, brother, right? You got Scrooge, them uncle. The bottom Mexican, his wife called me yesterday, found my number on the internet and said they told on him he sold them some guns once or twice, but he don't really know them. The niggas at the bottom, I don't know, but you got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of them on there that's 8 from 6.
Yeah, that's wild. So, how the Loose Cannon? So the robbery, that's how Loose Cannon got caught up in it.
So this what they doing now. I'm gonna say this shit because I got all kind of shit they don't know I got. Okay, if you read the paperwork, you see the victim one that's getting extorted. You got a nigga on there.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting extorted to a point to where the feds is giving him the money to give to Big U. This is how cold the lineup is. The extortion went all the way to March 14th, 2025. Okay, that same and the same victim is saying Loose Cannon robbed him on a separate occasions. Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, Sylvester, and Big U.
That's different. So he was actually taking the feds' money, the Dada. That's different. That's different.
All share one thing in common. Rolling 60s. So they're saying all of this is happening because you making it happen. Why? Because they got Loose Cannon on No Jumper giving the same description of what victim one collaborated with the police of the shit happening. I ain't knowing it at the time. I'm thinking this on there capping, but come to find out the shit he was saying is what the victim saying. So they're saying this is a Big U empire. All your
that's Big U's sister talking to Whack 100, the Dada, and someone else.
From 60s, it's a Rico. That's how they play it.
So
now Loose Cannon shit ain't got nothing to do with Big U. Nothing. But the way the police playing it is that it's all one thing.
But you know, Loose Cannon a little retarded. You know, he's just a cleanup man. He just retarded.
I mean, I think his biggest problem is gonna be if the victim went in there in 2023 and said he did this to me, and then in 2024, Loose Cannon is giving a descriptive on the show. That's a problem.
So you think they're gonna try to come at him to be a witness on? Because you know they already got him telling. They already see Loose Cannon to be the witness because they using his words from the podcast when he was saying X, Y, and Z, and then Big U sent the cease and desist to Adam.
Yeah, but here go the thing. That incriminates himself. They're gonna say, "Were you working for Big U?" He gonna tell them no. My issue is my issue.
He got to separate himself from Big U because a robbery under Rico with the Hobbs Act carries life in the feds. His whole defense got to be separate from Big U. Whatever you did with this man, y'all had a personal thing going on with this man.
Fight it when it makes sense.
Sent me about 20 sealed files.
Damn, what?
What happened? Shit crazy.
Like the number after 19?
Man, listen.
Damn.
No, well, now they sending me. So let me show y'all, just because I want the people to know, because people be wondering how the whack be knowing shit and this, and that. So y'all watch my phone ring. Y'all watch me get on the phone. I'm finna pin the link up top. You see that up top? If you open that link, right, you're gonna see a bunch of sealed files. You see all them files?
Oh, damn.
Okay, now let me just wake y'all up. You see Dale Morrison?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's victim number one, the dude getting extorted. That's the dude they say Loose Cannon robbed. That's the dude y'all saw Sylvester going to pick the money up from, who the Fed was giving the money. That's him. So if I take this and I go through this and you scroll down and you got a few more, I guarantee you these cases right here were cases he had and what turned him into working against Big U now, right? So people be like, how do you know? Because, motherfucker, we got resources in the brain. It's a bunch of niggas on here. I just sent this to like 15 other homies. They like blood, Paru, blood from the set. Blood shit sealed, so I just didn't blast this out. So niggas know niggas' names. Know what I'm saying? Hey, this just come to me.
That's deep.
They know this nigga up top, Keyshawn Brandon. They say he from Inglewood. They on his bumper. This is how when niggas be like, how whack be knowing, y'all see how I be knowing. And what happened is just go on the war chest, and then when a nigga name come up, Prince or somebody be or Beast will be like, hey whack, Jordan Jackson, hold on. Dude got the CO file. What? I got 80 of these right here. So that's why I be telling y'all, leave me the fuck alone. Don't think because you from over there, I get shit all day. I just don't tell nobody. I get this shit all day. And we put it up. Then you come playing. Then we got the people that's monitoring it all day, every day. Whack. That's that nigga. We got a seal file. Y'all notice how a nigga come in here playing and we be like, how the fuck they pull it up that fast? We been looking at your name for 8 months. First you come in here in the profile. You got your fucking Twitter or your IG attached. Boom, the team will go to work on you. Boom, we pull your reel up. There you go. That's your reel. Ain't you Gregory, whatever? And then when I say that, they like, whack, we got some more. Ask him, this is his date of birth. And then boom, there you go. Now you exposed. Now you mad at me. Talking about whack the police. Man, take your ass over there to them other rooms playing. Don't come over here playing, bro. This shit really sophisticated over here. We just be over here chilling, but boy, it get deep over here. I'm letting y'all know because people wanting whack how you be knowing. How you know this? How you know that? This how I know. They asked me on No Jumper, whack, how did you know Brick got caught with an AK specifically on June 23rd, 2023? First, we thought you was lying. Brick said you was lying. Now the paperwork is out. And how would you know the exact shit? I said, you want me to know, tell you how I know? I said it on No Jumper. I said, I'm going to tell you how I know. It's a Paru and his wife. Okay? That's how I knew. So ladies, if your nigga that live with you get caught up with a K, go to jail, and he was probably the breadwinner of the house, and you already fucking a bald nigga on the side, by the time he make it to the substation, ladies, what have you already done? Thinking about how your bills go. You gonna call your nigga.
That's a fact.
So guess what guess what happens? Then nigga jumps in his car. He say, he gone? Ain't nobody there? No. What is the nigga doing? He's on his way over there. Guess what the nigga from Paru does when he gets over there? He calls me. Big homie, what's up? Blood in jail. Who that? Brick baby. How you know? I'm over here now. Listen to her. Yeah, what he in jail for? They found an AK and this, that, boom, 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 bam. So where I fuck with Brick at is by the time he get booked and get to a phone, I done already brought it back to Clubhouse. It's in the YouTube streets now. They like, Wack already know. Wack talking about what? How Cuz know? Cuz must be the police. I'm hearing the police know. No, nigga, Paru fucking your wife. Y'all didn't never used to hear me tell that nigga, your girl like that Paru up in her. I used to say it. I used to always
Definitely said that about
fucking
4
with it.
times.
Yeah, your girl like that Paru up
Yo,
in
did. That's a fact.
right?
Yep.
Fucking with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, shit. I ain't gonna lie. We can't take all the credit. She like NHB up in her too. Her first love, right? So at the end of the day, you gotta understand when you go to getting into it with me and people hear it, they gonna tap in. I keep telling y'all, they gonna call me. Wack blood, you know I'm fucking his wife. Paru, blood on Paru, I'm fucking his wife. Blood
Right, so
live.
that's why you was laughing like that when you said you don't know how you be getting your information and shit. You a cold nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, keep it G. Let's just call it fruit punch. And we gonna leave it right there. If you know, then you know.
Shout out to Fruit Thighs.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so don't get mad at me. Leave me the fuck alone. Y'all niggas get these bright ideas. I'm gonna go at Wack, get some clout. And then you mad about the outcome. Cause I overdid it. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. Overdo it.
All right, we're gonna leave it right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this audio, man. We got Wack 100 speaking to Big U's homegirl, man. Somebody said that's Big U's sister. Well, you know, Level said that that's Big U's sister. I don't know, because later on in the audio it said that, you know, that's Big U's homegirl, but she says she's a rolling 60, man, and she believes everything that people are saying about Big U. She says she knows Big U personally and says that Big U is a dirty, trifling, low-down scoundrel, man, and says that he did her dirty, does his family dirty, does everybody around him dirty. Remember, she said that's why Nipsey Hussle got away from him, right? Because Big U is the kind of person where you ain't gonna make no money with him. Big U pretty much gonna get your little money and then keep all that money for himself. And she also alleged that Big U will have anybody around him, especially an aspiring artist, right? And will have them doing dirt, like committing crimes for him, man. Pretty much, you know, he's like dragging people down to the lower level instead of bringing them up. And she says that's probably what he tried to do with 21-year-old Rayshawn Williams, and maybe Rayshawn Williams wasn't going for it. Maybe Rayshawn Williams tried to take the same steps that Nipsey Hussle did by writing a diss record about Big U, but it proved to be deadly, allegedly, for Rayshawn Williams in this situation, man. So this woman had a lot to say about Big U, man, and it seems like to me a lot of people out there in the 60s might be happy. Listen, this woman even said later on in their audio, man, y'all go over there to the trenches and hear her entire interview, man. She pretty much said that the hood is celebrating, man. She said that Big U had his finger on everybody. Big U had his foot on everybody's neck out there in the rolling 60s, man, had everybody afraid of him, and he was manipulating, extorting, and controlling.
That's crazy, Dandada. That's crazy, Dandada. So what y'all think about that, Dandadas? What y'all honestly think about that? That shit hit different, Dandada. So GG's, Dandadas, Hyenas, Scooping out, learned from school with Steve, was criminal. God, God chose you because he knew he could trust you. You God's best kept secret, Dandada. You in the elevator. Who's elevated? God's elevated, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? You put God first when the actual how you did it. God simply worked, Dandada. You gotta stay more righteous than never, Dandada. You gotta stay more weird, Dandada. And don't you know what I'm saying? Don't let people take advantage of you, Dandada, and stay more aware, Dandada. That's a motherfucking fact, Dandada. Don't let motherfuckers mislead you either, Dandada. You know what I'm saying? Life is life, Dandada. You heard? Life got meaning, so you better act like it, Dandada. This shit that's bigger than the program, your own motherfucking life, Dandada. So you better be living your shit, Dandada, because it's your life, Dandada. You heard? That's a motherfucking fact. So stay more aware than ever, Dandada. You heard, Dandada? For sure, for sure.